Hey, this is Dark Horse with a nomination for the least impressive, scrappiest, nastiest, ugliest win of PUBG Season 11 here, and it happened right off the bat here. You see I'm jumping with Squad 1, that's the blue squad you can see in the bottom left of your map. We're headed towards Trevno, along with several other squads, and although we had agreed where to go in the plane, you can see the blue squad is already scattering. Half of the squad is not landing as planned. We certainly could have had Trevno all to ourselves, but it looks like just Dark Horse and one other person here. You can see half of the turquoise squad, 12, is landing there, and those magenta boys you can see at the top of your screen are going to veer off momentarily, leaving what could have been a 4v2. You can see those pink boys peeling off to the right side, and now it is 2 blue versus 2 turquoise. An even fight that could have been an easy 4v2 win, but it's ending up not being easy because my teammate was pushed entirely out of town. He's landing on no loot. I have to go far east here. I end up going into town, picking up a couple items here. In the meantime, 2 of my squad mates were down already, leaving just me and one remaining teammate. As I'm leaving town here, you can see Ugliest, one of the turquoise guys, wants to get a few parting shots at me as I roll out in my SUV, lines up the M16 with the 6X, but he's not able to do it thanks in large part to the cover fire from Karen over here, who's sitting at a quarter health, no helmet, no vest, nearly gets run over by the car, hip firing with the AK-47 like they're going to hit somebody 300 yards away. So they get into the car, and this is what's left of the squad here. It's Dark Horse and some random teammate hovering at low health. You know what the best thing to do right now would be? You know what would really help our odds? I think it would probably be to crash our vehicle at full speed into a car. That would definitely be a pro move worthy of championship gameplay. Not only does that happen, but it takes me to half health, and it actually knocks out my teammate there. You can see first knockdown of the day goes to Dark Horse, knocking down his own teammate, and to make matters worse, he's reviving in the middle of the open with no cover at all, perfectly still, leaving that dome out to get completely capped after making huge amounts of noise that draw all sorts of attention and aggression. So we are back in the car, and we are back off to the races here. We end up on some of the paved roads here, you can see. A couple moments later, we pull up on the brown squad here, who's pretty aggressive. We're about to collide with them at this intersection. You can see player My Nuts Are Rusty coming up on the back, opening up with an SMG from one car to another, leading me to drive erratically into the woods here. This is not evasive driving, this is completely reckless driving. I'm just narrowly missing boulders and trees alike as I head towards who knows where. I end up completely out of circumstance, completely randomly at this compound. I don't even know if it's a good or bad compound. Simply my car spun out, and this is where it did it, and so this is where we are headed. So we pull into town here, but you know what? So does the brown squad there in hot pursuit here. They land as well, and let's have a look at what happened to my teammate here. Karen, still no helmet, still no vest, exposes her whole body here on this peak and gets cut down, unsurprisingly, mainly due to lack of armor. So my last teammate is done. We're rewinding a few moments. Here's the same car coming in. Let's see how I did. This is your first glimpse, your first semblance of semi-competent gameplay here. I'm not even sure if you could even call it that, but I did hear him enter. I did see him there. Decent peek, corrected the aim, and dug through some level 3 armor there and finished him off, because if you're 1v4ing a squad, you certainly don't want to have to kill any of those enemies more than one time. So no revives is essential if I want to have a fighting chance of getting out of this compound alive. Here is the enemy that dispatched of my lone teammate. You can see she's all shot up, and he has taken his time looting the body for extra equipment. I am just behind him, and I think he knows it. The squad member he killed must have communicated that to him, but he doesn't seem to be in a rush at all. He's probably wondering if I'm an aggressive player or not. It'll soon be clear that I'm not. Picks up a fresh level 2 vest, looking around for some SMG extensions, heads to the next building. You can see he looked right past my car there. That was the car that I pulled up in. This house has already been looted, and so he's about to head out, and he heads out right into the open and is perfectly still here for me to peek. and drop him again. And just like before, I cannot allow a smoke grenade and revive happen. So that's 2 of them down. Here is the 3rd squad member of the brown team. He is convinced that I'm upstairs, even though both of my kills have come from the bottom floor. He seems sure that I've moved up there, so he throws nearly a full 6-pack of Molotov cocktails here into the top floor, and then he rushes thinking that he flushed me out, and I'm actually there sooner than he thought. And he has delivered a ghillie suit and a crate weapon. I now have some decent armor, decent weaponry, and some very important camouflage that's going to come into play later. Normally, I'm not good enough to land on an airdrop and pick up this kind of weaponry, but it sort of got hand-delivered to me. Here's lime green squad number 19 in full view there. They're very coordinated, moving as a group. I certainly don't want to try to 1v4 them in the open. I got lucky last time. I'm certainly not going to try to overwhelm them just with sheer force. Maybe a nicely placed grenade would have done the trick, but not from somebody like me who barely knows how to throw them onto a target with any reasonable degree of accuracy. You can hear Squad 19 once again. They are moving into position at the north edge of the new circle. That is clear to everybody as the last remaining cover, the best remaining cover in this game, and it's actually the only place I can go. I have a huge wall of rock blocking me from any other inbounds option, so I have to go right toward them, unfortunately. So I drink 2 Red Bulls, and I look forward trying to use the thin cover. I've got a couple slopes, a couple trees, and thankfully a ghillie suit that just might be enough. It's an insane plan, but it is unfortunately my best option. And so I get real low, try to blend in with the grass, take off that frying pan, which might as well be a flag coming out of your backside saying kill me, and start advancing just close enough to get into the new circle, making sure to stay in the brush here. Squad 19, the lime green 4-pack, is very close to me. They are just over that small hill. I want something solid between the 2 of us. I've run out of brushy cover here, and I have to go a little further. So this is an extremely risky few moments of gameplay here. And I hear some shots soon off to my left that unfortunately force me to go to the right side of this tree. And by the right side, I mean the wrong side. I mean the most dangerous side. The maroon and taupe battling it out over there, pushing me closer to my green enemies. You can see this guy, I don't know how he doesn't see me here. Let's take a look at their point of view. I think they're too busy dispatching this enemy right here, who's basically just a version of me trying to do the same thing from the south side. His loss is my gain, a twist of fate that just went my way that time. But I still don't see how he couldn't see me now. Here's his point of view. He's no longer looking through his scope. You can see me on the left side of the screen there. That blue tag that says Dark Horse 140, that's me just lying next to him. I don't know how he isn't able to pick that up. Here's back to my point of view here. We have 25 seconds until we need to go to the next circle, and I'm once again not quite in and have to somehow move despite being literally in between the only remaining fully intact squad. There are 4 teams left, 8 total players. 4 of those 8 are right in front of me and working together. The odds are pretty much insurmountable here. A whole lot of crazy stuff would have to happen for me to have a fighting chance, but what am I going to do here? Under 1 minute until that circle closes, a small distraction. One of the members of Squad 19 gets downed. He's down but not out. They've got 2 smoke grenades there providing a little bit of visual and audio cover, maybe enough for me to advance a little bit further. And just like that Greek girl I used to date in high school, I found the happy trail and started pursuing it south toward my objective here. They still could easily see me. I'm even more visible than before. You can see this player is extremely close to me, but he gets prone right next to me, somehow misses me. He's looking across the road, and here is another break that goes my way. One of their players gets down, but he starts walking right toward me. He definitely sees me now. He's inches away from me, forcing me into doing something offensive for the first time. I grab the barrel and I bury 5 or 6 rounds into that teammate, quickly slide left here, put a few more into the head of that, and then about 25 completely unnecessary rounds into a tree behind him that did nothing wrong. The blue gas touches my butt slightly, and the last remaining teammate gets down by the other team across the road. The pink squad inadvertently does me a favor, and now they have to move toward me because the circle is closing and they are rushing in. They think they've got a 2v1, but with a lucky bullet, I down it, and now it's a 1v1, and I think I have the better cover. But like a guy who just had his vasectomy, I'm shooting blanks. Quickly reload and get a med kit as he does the same. It's Car 98 versus a crate weapon. I think I have the advantage, but guess what? I'm not actually good. Some more heavy pressure in there. I thought that he moved into the smoke, but he actually dropped straight down, and I sense that there as the smoke clears, land a few more, and finally do him in. Somebody whose stock was at an absolute low point with just a few minutes left somehow walks out of a squad game solo as the winner. Pretty ridiculous. But hey, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you'd like to see more Struggle Bus PUBG gameplay or a couple other video games, give me a like and subscribe if you want to. It's free.